happy Saturday to all of you lovely, lovely people. How are we doing? If you don't know who I am, I'm Cody, but I'm pretty sure seeing this chat so far, most of you already know who I am. So hello, good morning. Welcome back. How are we doing? Lots has happened. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks since I've seen you all. And ignore this. I don't know what this is, but it won't come out in the wash. But as a reminder, reading is fundamental, everyone. And happy Pride. I haven't actually gotten to say it to your face, but I've been saying it all over my social medias because happy Pride Month to all my girls, gays, and theys and my allies. Y'all are the real tea. Let's see who we got here in the chat. Good morning. Happy Pride Month. Yes. I'll be a little late, but should be here in about 30. Love. Yep. Already writing. You're already ahead of the game. We love to see it. Hello, Sarko. How are you? Welcome in. Let's see. Avion is here. Hi, Cody. Hi, friends. Gonna get my bowl of cereal so I can get my ride on. Oh, I love a bowl of cereal. Chat knows about me and my bowl of cereal, especially in the fall time. When I was doing my 90-day novel streams, I was pretty much anytime I finished a stream, I was like, well, I'm going to go eat a bowl of cereal as a little bedtime snack. You know what I'm saying? So do let me know what kind of cereal is your fave. And also, if in the chat, generally, this is your question of the day so far. What is your favorite cereal? I want to know. Hi, Natalie. Good morning, friend. Welcome. Yes. Oh, wait. Did I already do these? They must have been on there twice. Yep, because there's already writing and the hello. Interesting. Strange. And the cereal? What's going on? Maybe it's because I clicked out of the Safari version because it was not working. It was not letting me share what I wanted to share, so I had to really quickly in the 12th hour open up in a whole different browser because it just wasn't working. I don't know why. Good morning, Heather. Yes, all the colorful hearts. Love to see it. Oh, ended up actually doing some Singapore noodles and forgot that you forgot your hand. Wow. Can I say words? Did y'all hear that? I haven't had enough coffee. Which actually, there you go. Coffee acquired, documents open, BBL deflated. Not deflated. Oh my God. That's funny. And perhaps maybe don't go see that doctor again. Yes. Good morning, JK. Happy Pride. Hope you're all doing well. I'll be revising chapter 26 of Sugar and Spice. We love to see it. 2 weeks. That makes us technically the first Pride stream. Exactly. Be who you are. Yes, this is the first, at least on this channel. And I'm so happy to be here because I have so much to tell you, so much to talk about. Because my God, if the last 2 weeks haven't been a whirlwind of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, okay? Today I'm working on my adult contemporary duology for first-person POV. So I'm working on voice and making sure they all don't sound the same. How do you work on voice? Ooh, that is a great question. So I think for me with voice, I usually start with an extreme, like a very much like an archetype. Like I start with the stereotype because that kind of gives me more of a place to start. But then usually as I write them, I find the complexities of them, of the character, and the things that sort of contradict the stereotype that I have sort of selected for them. Because usually, if there's a character in my mind, I can usually kind of match it up with either a, sort of archetype or someone that I know in my actual life and kind of how they speak and carry themselves and how they walk and how they talk and how they emote. And so usually those are the two places I start. I start with either an extreme stereotype and sort of find the complexity as I go, or I start with someone like some take inspirations from people that I know and like their physicalities and things like that. But I never really, as far as people in my life, never have ever based a character just on one person in my life because I'm just not that kind of person. I try to make all new people because I ain't trying to have someone come after me saying that you put them in a book and whatever. I've seen lots of horror stories on the drama tube, the book community, TEA, if you will. I just see all kinds of horror stories of things that people can sue authors for, and I'm terrified of all of them. So, yeah, that you didn't ask for that, but there you go. The show is going so well. We're in our second weekend. We have a show tonight and then one tomorrow. But yeah, it's going really well. I have enjoyed having my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays free again because we don't do rehearsals now that the show's open. So very excited about that. And yeah, I mean, it's tiring. It's a lot, but it's rewarding and it's fun. It's such a fun show. And what better show to be doing during Pride than Legally Blonde, the musical? It's probably like the gayest musical there is. So fun. And it just brings so many people joy and laughter during a time when, I don't know about y'all, but Q1 of this year, it felt like I was just like slowly sinking into a mud pit. But, Pride is like, yay. What's the life is worth a living? I'm having that moment where like I'm starting to kind of like I feel the rain on my skin, the sunlight, getting all my vitamins. And life is worth a living again. Oh, good news to share. Reach 350 followers on your author newsletter on Ko-Fi and 34% of your novel fund goal. That's so amazing. Oh, 50% by Juneteenth. You have time. That's isn't that this Friday? This coming Friday? I believe so. So happy early Juneteenth because I won't be seeing you again until after Juneteenth. But and there's speaking of that after the 20th, June 20th, we got big things happening on that day, and I got so many things to tell you. I don't have enough time. Not a huge cereal person, but sometimes you do be needing a handful of Lucky Charms. And you know what? I've always said that. I've always said that for sure. Yes, Midnight Captain Crunch Berries. Very, very slay choice. Weetabix, British cereal from the UK. I've never heard of those, but I bet they're delicious. Especially for coming from someone who bakes things that look very delicious. I'm assuming you would also eat cereal that is delicious. Hi, Emma. Welcome in. Yes, congrats. Oh, hi, Ian. Welcome in, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hope space travel is treating you well. Ooh, I like this topic. Today I'm thinking about distress. What stresses these characters out? What links these stresses together to build tension? Love. That DCOM, Read It and Weep, where the protagonist's fictionalized diary entries were accidentally published and everyone found out oh yeah, 100%. Love me some Read It and Weep, for sure. Writing my first book, but I'm working on 2 to 3 ideas at once. Ash, you are not alone in that sentiment, because I feel like most writers are juggling at least 3 ideas minimum. I'm sure there's people in this chat that have at least 22 Word documents that they've started. You know what I'm saying? Guilty. Legally Blonde is my straight dad's very favorite musical. But you know what? What a good one. Your dad's a good ally. If Legally Blonde is his favorite musical, he has to be an ally. He doesn't have a choice. It doesn't get more ally than that. Everything is pink and sparkly, and then the way that Elle wins her case is by the defendant being gay and European. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the advice on voice. So good. Even the tangent. I don't put people in my books either. I do love a self-insert, though. Each of my 4 characters has bits of me in there. Listen, can I just say my opinion on self-inserts? There are people that talk about you should never self-insert. You don't need to self-insert. But I'm so sorry. Every piece of story that you write is innately going to be somewhat of a self-insert because you are writing a story based on your perceptions of maybe this particular topic that you're discussing in your theme. You're writing the story based on your interactions with certain kinds of people. You're basing everything in this book on your own life experiences. So it is literally impossible to create art without any sort of self-insert because art in itself is an expression of the self. You know what I'm saying? And so all these people that were like, you shouldn't self-insert. Honestly, have you ever created art? Ever? You know? And so that's my little tangent on self-inserts for characters, because I think, I mean, everything that we write is based on our own experiences and us working through something that we've gone through in our lives and seeing characters come out of it on the other side, you know? So that's my tea. That's my is that my hot take? Is that even a hot take? I don't even know. Rainy Saturday. What's the weather like in Codyville? You know, it is pretty sunny right now. It was at least this morning. Let me see. Do we have any weather craziness happen? We had a lot of rain yesterday. No, it looks like it's just going to be kind of cloudy today, but it is supposed to be kind of rainy tomorrow and Monday. And oh God, and most of the good Lord. Okay, well, I spoke too soon. I mean, look at all that rain. A little bit of cloudy sun, and then some more rain. So I might be swimming next week to do this live stream. We'll see. Yeah, so much better. I am so much better. It's so good, so good. Editing baby number 1 right now and giving myself the end of edits as I soft deadline to choose from 3 other. yeah, all the book babies. I'm planning on doing a bit of side writing for a project so I can get to know my characters a little better. Emma, that sounds so fun. Let's see. A successful self-insert isn't noticeable. The trope we can all identify as a self-insert are, in effect, bad self-inserts. Exactly. Yeah. Totally agree with the tangent. There's a piece of me in basically all my characters. It's not self-inserting, in my opinion. It's just me, my expression of different things through different characters. Exactly. Should I write for quality readers or quality readers? Exactly. Both. Yes. The answer is yes. Hey, you can go as Southern as you want to, Imogene. Okay. I'm Southern all the time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What time is it? We got we're at 13. Okay. I'm just trying to keep us on track with our time because, okay, so let me get into some, I guess, announcements. So first of all, The Same House is pretty much is done. I'm waiting on my proofread to come back from my editor, but I mean, nothing else is changing except for the periods and the commas and the spaces that need to be there that my editor finds. So that's exciting. So the big thing that I'm going to be doing today is that I'm going to be formatting this book. Now I use Vellum, so I'm going to be using that. And basically I'm going to be doing all of the graphics and things. I'm going to be doing the dedication, the acknowledgments, because I haven't written those yet. I need to. So I'm going to be writing those basically in the system of Vellum. And I'm going to be getting on some Canva to make some fun little like part like pictures, because there's like different parts of the book. How many are there? 4 days, 3, 2, 3, I think there's like 6 different parts. I don't, they're not called like part 1, part 2, part 3. They're just called blank days until the storm. And so it's like a countdown. And so I'm going to be having some fun little images that I'm going to be including at each like part break. And then I also have some fun little like background things that I want to try. And I might even after this first sprint kind of show you what I've been like working with, just so you can put your own opinion in on like, do you think this is cool? Do you think this is too much? Do you hate this? Do you love this? You know? And so that's one thing, is that you're going to be getting some sneak peeks of formatting in the book. It's kind of like a vignette. It's more like a background image because there's a storm happening, and so I have like a storm image. You'll see, because I'm gonna show you some stuff in the second little chat break once I've kind of gotten a little work done on it. Oh yeah, quality or quantity readers. That's a good question because I feel like I would rather have 100 people that are a quality reader and like are, taking the time to actually engage with the art as opposed to the quantity readers because I've been seeing it. Listen, have y'all heard about these people on Book Talk that scan books and only read the dialogue? Huh? What do you mean? Like, at that point, why? It just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But based on that, I would rather have 100 quality readers than 1,000 people that are just skimming for dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'll take quality over quantity any day. Yes, I love the formatting stuff. So fun. I agree. I totally agree. And I think, but I mean, because, it's the ever never ending cycle of having to create content and creating content about the content that you're consuming. And so, obviously, if you're the way that we have learned that the only way to be successful in the algorithm is to post every single day, pretty much, and especially on like TikTok and things like that, is you have to keep a consistent and constant stream of content. And the only way that you are going to be able to physically, mentally keep up is if you are skimming or spark notes in a book, because there's no way. Like, I see these people that are like, oh, I finished this book today, gonna move on to the next one. And I'm like, did you take a minute to process what you read? Did you take a minute to sit with the decisions the characters made? Like that's why I read, is because I want to step into the shoes of another character and understand their actions through who they are as people. Like that's just I love a character study. That's kind of like my little nerd niche, as I love a character study. I love making characters do bad things, but hopefully by the end, the reader understands why they do those things. That's the kind of stuff that I want to just like sink my teeth into. That's the stuff that gets me lit when I'm reading a book. Okay. I love character stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunate. Personally, I'm not writing for people who skip cutscenes on their first time play. Exactly. If you're skipping a cutscene in a Final Fantasy game, I don't know what to do. I mean, granted, if it's your first time and you're skipping, then I can't trust you. But if you're doing like a replay, I get it, because sometimes those cutscenes do go. It feels like a full feature length film, right? But also, can we talk about how they teased both the final part of Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 4 all within like the same week time span? I'm just throwing that out there. Very excited. Book Talk might low key be addicted to book covers. Yeah. But hear me out. I love a good book cover too. You know what I'm saying? Like I want a pretty book cover just because I spent all this time working on making the inside sound pretty. I want the outside to look pretty too, And so as long as you're happy, the author's happy with the cover, I don't think anyone should have to change their cover for Book Talk. You know what I'm saying? Agreed. Dialogue only readers piss me off. You're missing like half the book at that point. Exactly. Like, what about all the beautiful setting that the author went into? I mean, could you imagine Alyssa in the books? We all know Alyssa in the books and her qualms with setting. But like, could you imagine if she spent all that time working on making this setting so beautiful and poignant and like amazing and descriptive, and someone's just skipping it? No, ma'am. No, thank you. Also, Alyssa in the books, if you're watching, hi, Fran. Back, use the first sprint to catch up on your news. Yeah, well, I haven't given all the news yet. You've pretty much caught the one piece of news that I've done so far. readers who view first-person perspective as they are the protagonist rather than a spectator to the protagonist in their head. Yes, indeed. Indeed. One-star reviewers who say, I don't usually read fantasy, then proceed to rip it to shreds, but it's not your genre, though. Exactly. 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 Inside pretty, outside pretty. Books are just like us. Amen. The 8th time Riku kicks your butt. It's okay to skip the Kyrie, open your eyes scene. Yes, yes. But the first time, unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Still dev editing up to 36,553 words edited. Love. First third of the book going to be slow because I have a lot of rewrites ahead. Yeah, man. Dev edits can kick rocks with open-toed shoes because they're not my favorite. I'll tell you that. Ooh, a Russian literature guy. These book talks can't pierce my crocodile skin. Exactly. Hi, Becca. Welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Yeah, some of my favorite writers use interiority to carry us through an emotional transformation or help us arrive at the same insight. Exactly. And they're just skipping it all. How rude. How rude. Okay. So before I potentially... Oh my gosh. Hi, Katie. Welcome. So before I potentially lose some friends in this first sprint, because I understand 40 minutes is a long time to stick around, I'm going to briefly tell you about something happening next week. Okay. So next week, it will not be a normal sprint. I'll be here at the same time, but it's not going to be our normal sprint. So you remember when I was telling you about that fantasy short story that I was working on with another creator on here, where basically it's a short story in 4 parts. I wrote parts 2 and 4, and he wrote parts 1 and 3, but neither of us know what the other person wrote. So we're finally going to be able to do that live reading here on the channel next week. And I've got the thumbnail just to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. So this is going to be posted probably in like the middle of the week. And we're going to be doing a live reading. So that's going to be super, super fun if you want to come hang out and just listen to that. And then immediately after, we're going to be taking like questions and stuff. Like if you have any questions about our process or like how we did something, or if you want to know more about the story, whatever you want to ask, we'll kind of open it up for that. And then we'll probably end the entire stream with an actual like writing sprint. So we'll do one writing sprint probably before we all head out. But I think that's going to be so much fun. And it'll be at the same time. It'll be Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Time. And that's going to be posted probably on Wednesday. But it's going to actually start with a vlog that is going to be going live over on Thomas's channel. So if you're not following Thomas's channel, it's right there. Go subscribe to him because it's actually going to be a vlog that transfers over into the live stream, live reading. So you're going to kind of get to watch us do it first, and then we're going to get to read it, have a little story time. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. And it's going to be covering so many time zones because Thomas is actually from Germany. So we're covering the European time zones and the American ones. So very, very excited. But yeah, make sure that once that's posted, and I'll make a community post about it once it's actually like live on the channel so that y'all can like notify and make sure you don't miss it. And then I'll also share the link to his video that's going live on his channel. So yeah, that is going to be next week. That's next week's stream. So get super hyped for it and excited. And finally, the last thing that I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to shut up. Oh no, my notes, they're not there anymore. That's not nice. Or maybe they're in this. Oh, here they are. I found them. Don't worry. Don't worry, everybody. Final announcement. Let me go to the chat because I'm about to drop a link. Okay. Now, that link that I just put in the chat, that is going to be the link to sign up to be an ARC reviewer for the same house. And this is the very first place I'm sharing it. So, anyone that is currently here in this chat, you have first dibs. And there's going to be at the very last question, there's going to be a questions, comments, concerns line. If you are, so just so I know that you are in this chat right now, or that you are in this live, I want you to put in that little last bar, reading is fundamental. That way I know that you are a VIP MVP and that you get first dibs on these arcs, because I'm going to be probably sending out like a lot. Definitely going to be trying to send out at least 100 digital arcs, and then probably maybe like 20 physical. And then we may do more digital as we move along with our lives, but we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to share that link with you before we start this first sprint. That way, if you want to go fill out that application, you can absolutely go and do that. So, all of my fun and exciting announcements so far are out of the way. And with that, we're going to start our first sprint because I want to get into some formatting. So, I love you all so much. Best of luck with this first sprint, and I will see you in 40. right. Sorry, everyone. I have a million tabs open, but that's okay. All right. So I've made some progress. Oh, come on, Diva. Hold on, let me do one quick thing. Remove that. Remove that. And then I want image and this one. And then I want to make it that size. Perfect. Okay. Let me know how that went for you. Love that. Okay. Amazing. Okay, let me close that. How did y'all do? Let me know. Put this on the big screen so that I don't lose y'all again. All right. I'm having so much fun with this formatting stuff. I want y'all to know that. Right, Nizzle. And I'm going to do one more quick thing, and then I'm going to show you what I did. Ooh, okay. So I see some great questions. We love to see it. Okay. Also, this has made my heart really, really happy. I love our writing group. So if you're here and you're in this writing group, shout out to you. Truly. Also, Honey says hello. Hello, Trevina. Welcome in. Found these in your channel description. Slay. Okay. Ash says, I have a sci-fi idea where you travel in different dimensions, which will be a series of at least 4 to 5 books. Should I do it as my second project or gain some experience to make it perfect? You know, in my opinion, no piece of writing or art will ever be perfect. So it's totally up to you. I mean, what I did was before I started on my fantasy series, which I've started it, but I haven't really done a whole lot with it. I've written a first draft in that series, but what I did was I did write these 2 standalones. I wrote the Ghost Writers Club as my first standalone, and then The Same House is my second standalone novel. And so I feel like both of those really helped me not necessarily master, but really hone the craft of telling a story from start to finish. And so now I feel much more confident about being able to do that same job just across multiple, books. So yeah, I'm excited. But also I loved this sentiment from Black Sunlight is that anything can be rewritten. Anything can be rewritten. In my opinion, no words are wasted words because you learn something from writing those sentences that maybe get scrapped later on in the future. You learn something. So they were never wasted. So don't put too much weight on it. I believe in you. Love to write, but I have 2 trump cards. My first novel idea and the sci-fi one. I'm afraid that I will waste it with amateur mistakes because I have 0 guidance. Again, back to what I was saying, there's no wasted words. You can write it now, put it away for 10 years, come back to it later on and rewrite it. There's no hard and fast rule. It doesn't have to be great right now. It just has to exist. Felt that. Currently in the process of titling my book Duology. How do you title your books? Ooh, that is such a great question. So for the Ghost Writers Club, that was sort of the whip idea was GWC, Ghost Writers Club. And then the longer that I kept that, the longer I was like, oh wait, maybe that's actually the title of the book. So that one was just kind of like a magical, yay, happy this worked out. This one was I literally found the name of the title of this book like probably in the midst of my most recent draft, because I just it wasn't coming to me, and I was like, maybe I'm just going to keep it as terms and conditions because like that would be cool, but it doesn't also like the when I had the idea for terms and conditions and the story that it would be, this story that I'm actually telling is very, very different. So I was like, it needs to have a different title because terms and conditions just isn't relevant to the story anymore. So I was just the same house. It just kind of I was literally on a FaceTime call with Natalie, Taylor, and Evelyn. Shout out to the veggies. And I was like, y'all, I just don't know what to title this book. And we're just throwing stuff out. And all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. What about the same house? And literally everyone on that call was like, and like that, it's just that reaction when it just like clicks and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's it. That's the title of the book. And so it just, shout out to writing friends for being soundboards because that is literally, I mean, I just sort of had to talk it out and get it out of my brain. And I just needed people in front of me to do it. So if you're having trouble, I recommend just calling up a writing friend and being like, yo, can I just say words at you until we land on a title? Got 1 coffee, 2 puppies, and just got into my proofreading for today. 10 chapters to read today so I can take tomorrow off for my niece's birthday party. Katie Ann, you got this so much. I'm trying to edit a chapter with a lot of moving parts. Feels like renovating a whole floor without knocking down a load-bearing beam or hitting a pipe. Felt that. That is a great analogy. Yes, a background honey. Wrote 648 words. To be fair, it's a business document, not my novel. Well, that's okay. You still wrote the words, I guess. Only 272 words at Sprint because I can't seem to not edit yesterday's work. I get it. Not like the actual writing group, just like our usual people that come every week and hang out on the channel. Those people. That's our writing group. It's not an official one. But yes, all the hi honeys. I don't even know where she went. She's no longer in here. Duchess is in here. She's under the desk, but Honey has left the building. When you said honey, I thought honey bunches of corgis still on that cereal train, apparently. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, she's just any variation of honey is she'll answer to. We call her honey bun. We call her honey nut Cheerios. We call her honey butter. Just really any variation of a honey something. We'll call her that. Yes, amen. Let's go, veggies. Scrapped the opening of my novel after several rewrites. Despite loving it, found a perfect spot for that same paragraph later to better reveal a character. Yes, I love it. It's all just a puzzle piece. The only way to write a book you don't have skill for is to try to write it. That's the best way to learn is by writing the book, even if it's imperfect or wrong. Exactly. T. Ghostwriter. Oh, thank you. You remember Ghostwriter, a 90s show about a group of teens who solve neighborhood crimes / mysteries in New York with a spirit who can only communicate through writing? Ooh. I have not heard of that, but that sounds so fun. Is The Little Life worth reading? I have not read A Little Life. But I hear that it will absolutely break your heart. So I cannot offer any opinion to that. Exactly. Yes, and they had that little wisp that followed them around and gave them clues. Oh, okay. Love that. My brain has folded Ghostwriter and The Worst Witch into the same era for some reason, though I'm sure they came out a decade apart. I don't know this show. I need to go look it up. My grandmother had a poodle she called Honeypot. I love now Mariah Carey's Honey is stuck in my The where Miss Honey got her name was from Beyonce's newest album, Cowboy Carter, because Miss Honey, Miss Honey. So we got her around the time of that, and so it just worked out. She's Miss Honey. Okay. Now I gotta get on this. I'm looking this up right now. Is it just what is it called? This is called Ghostwriter. Ghostwriter show. Oh. Oh yeah. It's definitely giving 90s vibes for sure. Oh yeah. Is this on anything? Okay. Looks like there's some stuff on YouTube. Wow, the first episode date was October 4th, 1992. Okay, period. Say less. I found me something new to dive into. And wearing a pin around my neck as a kid. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Yes. Yes. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. But that's okay. Okay, okay. Speaking of ADHD, do we want to see some things? Let me download this. All right, and then I got to find my Vellum tab. My actual computer is like my actual brain. I don't know where the tabs are. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna delete that, hide, and then we're gonna add image, this one, and we're gonna make it large. Okay. How do I do? Okay, I'm going to share what I have of this part so far. See if it'll let me do it. I might have to undo focus. And there we go. Okay. Vellum, maybe? Question mark. Okay, here we go. Share. So how do we feel about this as a heading? Question mark. And so what I've I'm doing is I am, why don't I do it this way? Why don't I be small so that y'all can see more? Gosh darn it. I promise I'm going to get my life together. Give me just a second. I'm going to go up here. There I go. Okay. So the way that I'm kind of setting this up, right, is so it's 4 days until the storm for part 1. And then for part 2, is it going to do it? Okay. You'll notice that it gets slightly darker. It's not by much, but it is by some. And then the next part, obviously, a little darker. 2 days until the storm, and that's as far as I got. I haven't done it for the other parts yet, but by the time we get to here, it'll actually be the storm and all that good stuff. It'll be quite dark, and then slightly lighter. But yeah, all the way backwards until it's pretty much like hard to see. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe so far in the prologue, vibes. It might be kind of blurry on y'all's end because internet, but I'm excited. And I have to be careful what I click because the actual cover is is somewhere on this, but I can't show you yet because I have to keep some things a surprise. But I'm excited to see what it looks like all actually printed out, because that's going to be the real determiner, is if it looks crazy once it's printed out and like it's too dark, then we'll go back and not have it be that dark, you know. But yeah, that's my little bit I've done so far. The small F on the 4. Was it a small F? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I'm still playing with it, so we'll see if that even stays, but that's just kind of like the vibe I'm going for right now. I was just really trying to play with imaging and making sure that I could format the page how I wanted it to, because originally it was just not doing what I wanted it. And so I just had to resize the actual image that I was using in order to make it do the things, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Okay, sorry. I got so behind on chat because y'all are so hype. Wore a pin around my neck. Yes. PBS. Slay. Slay. Pink opaque. Love. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All the show me's. Yes. Okay. Okay. Very eye-catching. I'm glad y'all like it. It's not final. So, Foreign Storm isn't quite clear. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with fonts and things just to see how things look, because on screen and printed is two very different things. If you've ever had a book like printed and bound and stuff, but nothing's final until you start getting those proofs in. Yeah, the small F's hurting your brain. Reading in the back of their minds. Yes, that's why I did it. I love a countdown. Like a clock, like a running clock is one of my favorite things in a thriller. And so from the jump, you're like, oh, we're counting down to something crazy. And that immediately just gets you invested in the story, Love the fonts and color scheme. Slay, slay. Ugh, makes you want to read the story. No notes. Amen. Well, that's the goal, is to make you want to read the story, which I'm so excited to start sending this out to people for final feedback, because as of now, literally no one, 0 people have read the final version of this book except for me. And I'm ready for other people to start reading it and give me some feedback, because I want to know what the people are thinking. But also at the end of the day, like, this project is as complete as I can make it, and I am incredibly proud of this story. It has a lot of my own, like, I worked through a lot of my own struggles with this book, and I'm just really, really proud of it and what it is now saying and what it has become and the story that it is. It has a lot to say. And also, I just think it's a fun read. It has a lot of the favorite things that I love about thrillers and horrors. And so, yeah, it's just everything I love about a thriller, I put in a book and was like, here you go. So I hope y'all love it. But even if you don't, that's fine, So with that said, I think it's time for us to do another sprint, because this little timer is about to run out, even though you can't see it anymore because I have to reshare it. So let us get into our final sprint. And for this one, I'm going to do a 30 just to keep us within our 2-hour time frame, if I can remember how to change the clock. We're doing our best out here, Okay, we're going to reset, and we are on sprint number 2. Amazing. Okay, friends. Well, the time has come for our final sprint together. Best of luck, and I'll see you all in 30 minutes. All right, friends. How did you do on that then there sprint? I now have, I think, everything formatted as in like all the pieces exist in the vellum document. Like there's the spot for every chapter, every piece of thing that needs to go in there, the acknowledgments. Um, the only thing that I'm missing is the actual text blocks, which I will be, as soon as my editor has them proofread, I will have them transferred over into here and it'll automatically format everything. I'll probably go through and, do my text bubbles, and make those all fun looking, and my what do you call those? Scene breaks, make those all cohesive. And then we're going to start ordering some proof copies. So that's real exciting. I'm very excited to hold this book in my hands for sure. Oh, great job, Katie. Through 6 chapters, so 4 left. You got this, Fran, for sure. Yeah, that was a very fast sprint. I'm not going to lie. But I do have good news. Ian, if you're in the chat still, hold on, let me stop that. And then window, boop. I have good news. I made the F a normal size. There we go. I made it slightly larger so that it wouldn't be off with the rest of the words. But now I officially have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, and the last one. So, very, very fun things all set up. And I put my prologue in here just to kind of give you a vibe of what it'll look like. But so excited. It's starting to look like a real book, which is so fun. This is like the fun part where I get to start doing all the creative, like, cutesy little details and things like that. Like all of you that were talking about being formatting nerds, I am also a formatting nerd. Like I just love playing around with the book format and stuff and making little images. So very, very excited. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Could be relevant. not gonna spoil anything. Thank you. I'm so excited. Do you think it's kosher to use a non-fiction book as a comp for fiction? Having trouble finding culty books with a theme that matches mine. Researched lots of cult memoirs. Huh. Interesting. I as someone who is not really in the trad pub world as far as comps go, I don't know if that's a thing or not. I don't know if it'd be an issue because if it's a memoir about being in cults, and if it matches a vibe in your book, I don't see an issue in comping it. And yes, Cinnamon it's vellum, so that is what I use. And as of right now, I think it's only for Mac Apple users, as far as I know. But yeah, but the beautiful thing that I love about vellum is it is a one-time purchase, and so there's no subscription fee for this. Like you buy it once, you have it forever. So that's my favorite thing about it, is that I'll never have to pay for book formatting ever again because I am my own book formatter. But, yes, if you have any lines that you would like to share from either the first or second sprint, you're more than welcome to do so. And we'll read them here before we all wrap up for the day. Here's the last snippet I wrote. Good Lord knows how much you spoil your cat, Gracie. If that's an indicator of how spoiled I'll be, I'm setting the bar high. Exactly. Get you a man that loves you the way he loves his cat, or a woman, or neither, or both. You know, it's your life, really. If you can comp movies and TV shows, I think comping nonfiction or fiction should be okay. Yeah, period. I agree. Oh, thank y'all so much. I'm excited. This is the fun part where it's like, ooh, it's starting to look like a real book. It's going to be on, ooh, just out there in the world. I can't believe it. I would say if it's very popular and good selling memoir, it would probably be okay. But if it's more niche, it might be confusing for an agent and they wouldn't look it up. Plus, if it is more popular, then it shows there is an audience for it and they can sell it with that comp. See, Katie coming in here with her trad pub knowledge. It's all good, a good tea. Ooh, a snippet from Avian. Amber Blue hissed at my feet. I'd known my sister long enough to know when she didn't like something, even in undead cat form. I love all the cats that are popping up in the conversation today. My last snippet. He was part-time genius, part-time contrarian, and full-time father with a mind like a combination lock. Love. Hello, Marley Mars. Welcome in. Yes. FMC is talking to MMC on their date, and he talks about how much he'll spoil her now and in the future. Amen. We love to see it. Yes, this is just from the top of my dome, but I'm sure you could Google it and find more of an answer from agents or people who used nonfic as a comp. Yes. Oh, this is all good information. All good tea to know on the top of the brain. But, friends, that brings us to the end of our time today. I know. I'm sad as well. Oh, well, I'm going to get to these sentences. I'm just got to say my spiel, before people start clicking off the video and go on about their days. But a couple of reminders that next week we will be doing the live reading with Thomas. Same time over here, 10 a.m. It's going to start with a video on his channel, and then that will transition over into the live stream here on this channel, which will be Saturday, June 20th at 10 a.m. Central Time. So that is my last little spiel about that. So make sure that you are here, and I'll post it in my community tab as well, so that nobody misses the spring. I think it'll be very fun. And all I'm gonna say is there may or may not be a magical corgi somewhere in this story. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's my bait. Yes. Okay, last sentence from Natalie was, board service is both rewarding and impactful. Again, still working on a business doc. I know that's right. You better be a businesswoman. Dark YA Hansel and Gretel retelling from the witch's POV. Oh, Avion, I love that. Honestly, the older I get, the more I understand the witch. Like those kids were up in her house, and they should not have been. So, the witch's feelings are kind of valid, in my opinion. I'll miss you guys all week. Oh, yes. Ooh, little snippet. They acted like they were a married couple on their honeymoon, drifting through the narrow streets, dipping into the museums to cool off. And Octavia watched Leo take in the Renaissance art as Michelangelo's David without fuss or hurry. They spent their afternoons in the park, drunk on wine and sun. That was from, listen, that is very beautiful what you wrote, but my brain immediately went to Melissa. I'm drunken outside. So I love. Yes, have a great week to all, and happy Pride, happy Juneteenth. Yes, all the happies to everyone this month for sure. Quick update on the interview I'm having with popular TikToker. Date has been moved. Thank you so much. Let us know. Yes, have a great weekend, Ian. Would never click off of you prematurely, Cody. I might miss some random tea. And that is so true. You never know when I'm going to just randomly say something. Yes, Honey's going to be wanting some treats for being great inspiration, I'm sure. Absolutely. Magical Corgi, say less. Yes, happy Pride and Juneteenth. Yes, 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 yes. So much happy this month, and we're so grateful. We're so, so grateful. Oh, yes. Yes. My writing motto is get ready to root for the villain. I love it. Okay. Love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I see, well, hold on. Can I say a sentence? Let me try that again. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. And I'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay. Bye.